It worked.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. So it worked, but I'm not going to see you until after the live
Yes,
because it's
and I can see you.
yes. So okay. So we'll be able to see each other on the replay.
Yes.
And everybody in the comments should be able to see both of us. All right. Okay.
Hopefully.
Yes. Hoorah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I've been waiting for this all day. I always enjoy our talks.
Yes.
So,
Perfect. Excellent. Okay. So welcome, guys, to Hot Take Tuesday Live on a Wednesday. Yes. So we are going to discuss and dissect the 2024 Netflix action thriller Carry On. I have my awesome guest, Crazy Movie Fan 23. Oh yes, thank you, Liliana. And I want to make sure I'm getting the pronunciation correct. Is Dieter?
Dimitar.
Dimitar. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Dimitar.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay. Take a couple, if you don't mind, take a couple seconds to let us know, what you do. How are you? What you're up to? Anything new?
I'm doing good. There is something new actually. I'm writing a book, interestingly enough. Yes, it's an epic, hopefully epic, if I've done it right, fantasy novel. I'm planning for it to be very long. It was inspired by just zombie movies and TV shows that I've watched, but I've added my own spin on it.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's what I've been doing in the past couple of months, while also in university and consuming a lot of movies because that's just me, crazy movie fan.
Yeah. Oh,
That's it,
amazing.
basically.
Awesome. Oh, that's it. I'm only writing a book. That is amazing.
Yes, hopefully it comes together.
Okay. How have you started, like, how far along are you, like, in the breaking down stage? You started writing it? Chapter 1
started writing it. I started writing it a few months ago. I have an outline. It's actually planned to be 2 books, like a mini-series or something.
Okay.
I've divided them into episodes. So book 1 has 12 episodes. I'm on episode 3. So like a quarter on the way to there. So
Excellent. Okay. I'm excited.
thank you.
So, I can't wait. I cannot wait to see it done and everything.
Thank you so much.
As soon as you have the English version.
I'm writing it in English. Yes, I have a Bulgarian version.
Oh.
I have a Bulgarian version from a few years ago. It's not good, but that's because I was, you evolve with your craft and stuff like that. So now in English, I think it's much better. And yeah, I'm excited for my friends to see it. If you have any interest, I'll send the episode 1 to you sometime. Maybe we'll see.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. I'll send you my email. So whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yes. And for those who already know or don't know, I'm Lisa. I am a writer, filmmaker, director, producer. And
wow.
I love watching movies and TV and talking about it. So yes, my show, The Zombie Chronicles, which is a drama/comedy, is on Tubi right now. So it's not gory. You can check it out there. All right. Now, let's dive into Carry On. All right. So, first thoughts on this movie?
Mine?
Yes.
Yeah, so I watched it like a few weeks ago, actually, after it was already revealed to be one of Netflix's biggest movies recently. I was like, this movie? Really? What is it about? And yeah, it's just sometimes these movies that you don't expect them to be like, how many of these have we had? Like Atlas, Damsel this year, just a lot of them. And this one, for some reason, really broke through the noise.
Mm-hmm.
And so my father is the one who played it to me and my mother. He was like, it's good, whatever. And my opinion actually isn't a hot take. on this movie because most people seem to think that it's serviceable, it's okay, it's watchable, it's good, but nothing great, like nothing that you haven't seen before, basically. So that's where I land on the scale from 1 to 10. I gave it a 6.
Okay.
So,
okay, you know, that's a pretty good score. That's a pretty good score.
yeah, it's okay.
It's Netflix's number 5, I believe, most watched item in history.
Ever?
Yeah.
Damn.
Number 5. Number 5. I don't know if they separated by movie.
Oh, they do. They definitely do because TV shows are a whole different beast.
Okay, so it's number 5 most watched movie. When I last saw that, like I think yesterday or the day before when I read that. So if it's changed since then, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, what we're working with. And here's the thing. Here is the thing. And this is going to sound. I'm not trying to be like mean about it, but it's like Netflix. Like it has some hitters, some strong one. You know, like Stranger Things, Squid Game. Like it has some really strong contenders and a few romantic comedies that are really great. But most of what Netflix tends to license or produce, it just doesn't quite get there. Like a good amount of it is kind of how the kids say mid. You know, it's like meh, it's okay.
Yes, average.
Average, nothing extra. So I also think that they cancel shows too soon before they even like find their footing. So that's another thing.
Go back to that. I have something to say there.
Okay, here we go. It's gonna be a whole thing. So feel free, guys, to join the conversation. Drop your comments or questions. We will read them as we go. So I think that this movie is better than what they normally put out, which is why it's praised so much. But at the same time, the downside to that is this is your like best ever, because that's how badly mid and average the rest of the stuff is, that this stands out so strong as like, yo, it's the new Die Hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
to be fair, they have a lot of great content in there, but it's not original content in terms of movies. Like the best movies you see on Netflix are usually just like from other sources, and they've just like, I think I saw The Green Mile there or something, which I only recently watched, by the way. It's incredible, it's amazing, but it's not a Netflix movie. It's just on Netflix.
Yeah.
And that's the type of movie that I think that's the best content on their platform.
Well, yeah, you know, what I was speaking to was stuff that they produce.
Yeah.
Or are not even licensed. What they produce or they purchase.
Yeah.
Because sometimes another production company made the movie, and I don't even mean Green Mile. They made the movie and didn't release it anywhere. So Netflix bought it, and now it's a Netflix original. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Luke says, Carry On is the best of a bad bunch, and that's not saying much.
That's such a Luke comment, by the way.
Right?
Yeah.
Luke, you're so harsh. Luke is so harsh.
But fair. Harsh, but fair.
Fair, yes. He's harsh with everything. Like he's
well, when he loves something, he really passionately talks positive things about it, but he's not going to, he's going to rip things apart if he doesn't like them.
He says always.
Always.
So I also think now, and again, I tend to like look through Netflix, and they do have a lot of like little gems, and I think that they are one of the strongest contenders for romantic comedy movies. They tend to have a good like spiel of those. They do. Yeah. I've seen like a few that I thought were like so good that I'm like, it should have been in the theaters. That's how good it was. And I think what worked for Carry On also is them having it starring Taron Egerton and Jason Bateman. I feel like if you took those two and replace them with different actors, it might not be as revered. Not that no one else could carry it, because I'm pretty sure there are other actors who would do a good job, but I really think that like a part of the love for this movie is its two leads, which is what you
Definitely
want. Which is what you want. Because like you said, there's nothing like it's not like this, new innovative concept that doesn't come from nowhere. And let me see. So let me just talking about Edgerton, right? I was laughing because the amount of running that he did in this movie, I was like, so is he the new Tom Cruise? Because
yes,
Tom Cruise is always running.
He crossed that airport like a dozen times from one end to the other and back.
Somebody had said, like, how does he still have a job? He's away from his desk for most of the movie.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Like, so, okay. Honestly, it would have been funny to watch this movie with a someone who actually works for TSA or who works in the airport and hear their take on the believability of how things played out.
Yeah.
Now it's a movie. You just spend, suspension of disbelief. Like I do a good job of doing that, but it is funny when it's like glaring things that you're like, okay, they're gonna just pretend that's how it would normally happen. For you,
for all the money that they put to the actors that they cast, the budgets, all of that, I'm surprised that they don't put more effort into the writing. Just because, and not just in terms of believability, but also just these movies start to feel the same. They have the same plot twists, the same structure, the same types of characters. They have a box checking problem, which is a whole other conversation. But yeah, I'm surprised for how slick their productions are. They're surprisingly sloppy and lifeless in terms of the writing. Most of them. This was okay. Again, 6 out of 10 from me. So
yeah. I wonder if it is plagued by trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator.
That's what it is, yes.
Yeah, so what I mean is like giving up bits of character and story so that you can try to appease more of the audience, try to hit more of those quadrants, which I feel like if you go too far one way where you're trying to like please everyone, you will please no one. And then if you're very, 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 very niche down, very, very specific, your audience pool is going to be small. And for like, for like an indie film that doesn't have like a high budget, that's perfectly fine. But if we are, like you said, we're sitting on a huge budget, I understand them not wanting to be too risky because they want the rate of return, but it's like they're stripping the art from it. So no, it's okay.
Interesting fact about these Netflix movies, not just them, like streaming movies in general.
Mm-hmm.
You probably know the channel Sean Chandler Talks About on YouTube. Do you know him?
What's the name?
Sean Chandler Talks About. That's the name of the channel.
I don't know. I don't think I know that channel, but I'm
he's one of my favorite YouTubers anyway. So he's the one who, in the past couple of years, has really talked a lot about these Netflix movies, why they feel the way that they do, and his theory. I don't even know if it's a theory. Maybe it was even confirmed that Netflix apparently has studied with AI viewers' behavioral patterns. I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
And that they kind of even structure and write their movies, not just to appeal to the masses, like you said, but also in a way that would keep people the most time on their screens. Like they won't click away. Every like 20 minutes there's gonna be like a random plot twist that doesn't mean anything, but it's there, a shocking moment, so that the viewer can keep watching. And things like that. And when you stop and think about it, like 2024 gave us one of the most lifeless Netflix movies, The Union. I don't know if you watched that.
Nope.
And it's good choice. I watched it, which was a bad choice. It's just the most predictable movie. Like, they've done this movie 1,000 times, and I only watched it because it's Halle Berry and Mark Wahlberg. But it's exactly what we're talking about. It's just nothing interesting, nothing that pops, nothing that leaves a mark, and it literally feels like AI produced the movie. Like, that's how lifeless it was. So I think he may be onto something there.
I knew that it was in trouble when, like, the little teaser trailer didn't even interest me. I knew. I was like, oh, okay. Like there was nothing about it. I was like, okay.
To be fair, I did love Red Notice from 2021, I think it was. That's actually one of my favorite movies of that year.
Oh.
So yeah, for some reason that one really worked for me, and I played it to my parents, to a few of my friends, to my cousin. All of them loved it. Like, every single person that I played that movie to had a great time with it. So they do have hits, but Extraction is another example. Great franchise.
Yeah.
They have 2 movies, a third one on the way. But those are like the exceptions. Like, most of them are just Carry On, The Union, Atlas, things like that. I didn't even see Atlas because I heard that it's a pro AI movie. Right now, that is a very stupid thing to do, in my opinion. We just had the strikes where that's a whole other can of worms, but it's just really weird, and for now it's paying off for them, for Netflix, because the views are amazing. Here it is, Carry On, one of their best movies ever in terms of ratings. Not in terms of quality, but in terms of ratings. So It works. As long as viewers reward them for their laziness, they're going to keep doing it.
So I also enjoyed Red Notice. I think a big part of it was the dynamic between Ryan Reynolds and like I think that's another one where, like, the stars really helped sell the movie for me. And
yes, it didn't feel lifeless.
Yeah,
that one felt like it was filled with energy.
Yeah, and then they had like all these twists. Gotcha. 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 I was like, all right, you got me. Okay. Hey.
They did. I did not. Nobody saw that coming.
No,
out of the people that I played it to, the final twist, nobody saw it.
Did a very good job. So, I'm with you on that. I saw the first Extraction. I have not seen the second one yet. I've been meaning to watch it.
It's even better. Trust me, it's amazing. It's my favorite. Okay. It's my favorite movie of 2023, even above Scream 6, which I am a massive Scream fan. So the fact that Extraction 2 beat it says something.
That says something. Okay. Yes. Well, Scream 6 was funny. It was fun.
Oh yeah.
So I think that the guy. I think you're right. Sean Chandler. Yeah. I think he's right too. Yes. That makes a lot of sense to me. And if it's working, why would I fix it? Why would I bother?
Yeah. Exactly. Same as Disney. Disney has other issues, obviously, but for a long time they did the same with these live-action remakes, where people are complaining, why do we get so many Disney live-action remakes? And I'm like, the 2017 Beauty and the Beast made $1.3 billion. Lion King 2019 made $1.6 billion. That's why, because you watched it.
That's why. That's exactly why. That's exactly right. But I think that Disney is shifting course a little bit.
They have to. They're in trouble a little bit.
Yes. I mean, they're still going to be putting out live actions and sequels, but they are. It seems putting a little bit more. I feel like they're putting more effort into it, being more mindful of it. I say that because of Inside Out 2, I fairly enjoyed. I was like, oh, this is so good, and
loved it.
It was very high for me as like for animation that year, and then the Wild Robot came and took that spot, and I was like, wow, I was not expecting to love that movie so much. It was really good, and within the first 5 minutes of watching Wild Robot, you were like, oh, Disney didn't make this, and I only say that not as a bad thing, but I say that because there's a part where the robot gets to the nature and like, oh, hey, little buddy, and like literally in the first 5 minutes, animals are eating each other, you're seeing feathers everywhere flying up. I'm like, oh yeah, Disney is
that movie was surprised me a lot with some of its dark jokes. I was not expecting. The one that absolutely shocked me was when the mother with the 7 children was like, oh, I have 7 kids, and then you hear in the background one of her children gets eaten alive, and she's like, oh, I have 6 now. It's like, what? You just did that in a kids movie. Like, how did they allow this? I truly am baffled.
But then didn't he go, oh, no, I'm okay? She goes, ugh. Like,
yeah, it's just incredible to me. Like, Disney would never go there.
Disney would never.
So,
but I think that's why I really appreciate about like DreamWorks, those companies that taking more chances, and that's fine. Like, that is Disney's brand. That's how they are. Gotcha. We don't need 2 Disneys. Good. Be you. And DreamWorks, be you. Love it.
Yeah.
So, I guess let's get into this movie. We're talking about every other movie but this movie. So I thought initially that his character Ethan was not excited about the pregnancy because of how they did it. I was like, uh-oh. Like he looked so like worried and not happy, and I was like, uh-oh. And she's like, oh, I can't wait for my baby bump. He goes, yeah. And I was a little concerned, and then I realized, oh, I get it. You don't feel satisfied in your lot in life. You want more. I do appreciate how they emphasized his strengths during the movie, like how he would make a good cop. There are things he would just pick up on.
You've paid more attention than I did. I even forgot that she was pregnant, to be honest.
Wait, what?
I forgot that she was pregnant. Like, that's just how I consume these movies. I watch them and then I forget about them. So, good job. Like, I did not remember.
Worries. I also I have to take notes so that I try to remember. But I didn't have a chance to take a lot of notes this time around. So whatever I remember, I'll apply my brain. So let me ask you a question. This is one of the things that I hear people who actually work in computers and all that stuff. Like, they always make fun of the fact that like in movies, the hackers done in like 10 seconds, and it's like it's not how. And they're telling me it's not how that works. It's not how hacking works. It takes a while. I was like, oh, okay. But I would think that even more so, airport security cameras, how is he able to tap into that?
Like, what exactly is the question?
How is he able to tap into the airport security? Like, how
the
connected?
Netflix writers. Like that. I don't think they know either.
Okay, so Jason Bateman said that he was hired, right, to facilitate this whole thing. So some heavy hitters came based on how they were organized, the information they had access to, the tools, and things they were able to manipulate. I have to assume that these are very high up there.
Yes.
Type of connections. Outside of it being an inside job with airport security, what got me was how he was able to tap into the cameras. Like they didn't even go through the process of I'm in. I'm already in. I'm already here. I'm watching. We're good. I see everything.
Hacking in movies is always one of the most questionable things you see because it's kind of like it works like magic.
Yeah.
In certain instances, if it takes place in a futuristic world, obviously you can kind of do that. But in reality, like who knows? Like it's advanced a lot, so maybe there are organizations that we don't know about, but you know, it always strains credibility.
Yeah, the character who played the hacker, first of all, his character name is just Watcher. He doesn't even get a name. But the actor who played, like, he is such a great actor, but he's one of those actors.
Jason Bateman?
No. The one who was the hacker in the van.
Oh yeah. Okay.
With the glasses. So his title was just the Watcher. And his name is Theo Rossi. I've seen him in other things. Yes. He's a good actor, but he's one of those actors that if he's in it, you're like, well, obviously you're the bad guy we're talking about. Like he always plays the bad guy. I think only one time he wasn't, but I wasn't used to seeing him with glasses and his hair. He usually has a shaved head. I think he was in a show.
He had a good presence in the movie.
Yeah, and actually, even going more so on the connections, right, about the higher ups. How about the guy who was the fake agent? Oh, yeah. By the way, there's so many spoilers, guys.
Yeah.
The fake agent who came to see the cop, and we didn't know he was a fake agent until they were in the car.
Yes. Yes. I remembered. I enjoyed, by the way, I enjoyed that storyline quite a bit with the detective. I knew it was eventually going to intersect with the main one. I did not predict that plot twist that he was, a mole.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be something else that's going to go wrong. I did not see that coming.
Yeah. So, the thing is, he's not even a mole though, because like he is impersonating. It's not like not like he's the agent and he's doing secret stuff. He's not even the real guy. And I'm just like, how? Okay, you know,
he walked into a police department. He showed like an ID. You would think there's gonna be, if he's gonna help with the investigation, you would think there's gonna be more. You know, it's just movie magic.
They were not asking enough questions.
No, he's like, I'm here. He shows some badge that they don't even pay attention to, and they're like, oh, cool, help us with the investigation. Like, no.
Yeah, they're like, he's like, yeah. Like, I'm the guy.
Absolutely.
I'm like, wait, what? So, but I'm with you. I did not see that plot twist coming. I thought that was a good one. I thought that was definitely a good one. Okay, so I didn't think anything was off about him. I just thought that like he was being so negative about like it can't possibly be happening. You're all, nothing's going on. Nothing's like, I was waiting for him to get that moment of her being correct. So that's what I was focused on. So I can't wait till it blows up in his face. He think he know everything. I can't wait. And then when she got that call in the car, and I was like, oh.
Yep.
And they're like, nope. The agent's coming down. And
that was surprising for sure.
Yes, and she like a good cop, she played it smart. She didn't go.
Well, my dad actually disagrees with that. He thinks that and I agree with him actually, that she should have not revealed her card so soon because he was driving at that point, and so what happened was he just swung the car and they started to fight, things like that. My dad said that she should have just kept her cool, and once they leave the car, then she should have pointed the gun at him and go, tell me who you are, things like that. So
yeah. So what I mean is, like, when on the phone call, like that whole, like, she was doing a good job of covering her tracks.
oh yes,
Like, oh yeah, da da da. And I thought she was gonna play it longer. So I'm with you, like, about when she pulled out the gun.
yeah.
I was like, wait, what are you doing? Like, I literally was like, what? And I'm like, you don't know this perpetrator from Adam. He impersonated a federal agent. How far do you think he's willing to go? No.
Absolutely.
No. Not afraid of a gun. No. No.
Yeah. Some of these little coincidences and just stupid moments I can forgive very easily in this type of movie, because even some major blockbusters that play in the cinema have these just stupid moments that don't make any sense. Like, this is a streaming platform movie that, you know, people don't watch it for the specificities, for everything to make sense. So yeah, I try not to give them a hard time on it, especially because now I'm writing a script myself and I can see how hard it is to fill all the holes,
yes.
to make sure that everything is connected. It's actually a lot more complicated than you would think, you know, if you're for the people who are just viewers and readers and consumers.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You do make a good point about that. So as much as I'm giving Netflix a hard time here and there, I am very, like, gracious when it comes to watching movies, especially if you've done the work of at least having a cool or a good story idea. The execution, like, I'm like, okay, I can roll with it based on how many of the other factors are working well. And this is one of those where it's like, oh, I can point out the plot holes, but I still enjoy myself and it's a fun time and I like it.
Oh, definitely. I'm again going to use Scream 6 as an example. That movie, like, every 5 minutes there's a plot hole, convenient contrivance, just a brutally stupid scenario that would never play out the way that the movie says it's gonna play out. And I'm kind of just laughing at it because I love the characters so much and the story so much that I don't care that half of it doesn't make any sense at all.
I have not forgiven Scream 5 for the way they did Dewey.
It was the stupidest thing in the movie because
stupidest thing.
Just a random death in the middle of the movie. He achieved nothing. Like, I would have still killed him, but at the end of the movie, I would have used him in the final confrontation.
Or in a grander way. And based on the timeline of who's where, his attacker is like 2/3 his size. Like,
yes, she's a 17-year-old girl or something, and I would have just given him a sacrificial death in the end of the movie where maybe he saves Gail.
Yes. Or like, he's incapacitated, giving that killer a more ease. You know what I mean? Like, he completely broke a leg or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like.
It was stupid, yes.
It was stupid, yes. It was stupid, yes. Okay, so what did you think about the fact that the Bluetooth in his ear, he's talking the whole time, and behind him is a former military dude. He sees Ethan acting all squirrely. He's talking to himself like, you're former military. No red flags? Nothing?
Could it be a commentary on just people's ignorance and how unwilling they are to see the signs and ignore their job? Netflix is like, yes, that's what we're doing. Yeah, sure, okay.
You know what? You gave them a good out. That's a good out. I'll be honest.
I did. I do that a lot of the time. I'm like, I know you did this because you're lazy, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because I can see another way in which it can work.
Yes, I see what you're doing. I'm going to help you.
Yes.
So now, one thing I really liked was, okay, Jason Bateman, who normally does light or comedic roles. And I know that he had Ozark, where he was able to really like flesh out his, dramatic chops and everything. But it was nice because I didn't watch Ozark. My husband watched it.
Neither did I.
And it's one of those shows like, oh, I know it's good. I know it's a good show. I would love to watch it, but I'm so far behind now that I give up already. So, seeing him in this light, like it even with him being what did he call himself? Hold on. A freelance facilitator. I still saw the little remnant of his likeness in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I didn't actually. I think he completely disappeared into the role for me and my parents.
No. What I mean is, I saw him as the facilitator, but there were a couple like little light notes of how he talked to Ethan or something he said that like he's still menacing, but you could see how he knows how to carry a conversation and throw just a little lightness in there while he's threatening you. Like literally.
Yes, his character had a dark sense of humor, even when our main character was talking to his girlfriend and you hear him in the ear and he's making all these jokes and you're like, you're scary and entertaining at the same time, like the Joker or something.
At the same time, and that's a very specific talent and role for that. Yes. You know what I mean? Especially since we hear Jason most of the time, more than we see him. So
the
delivery has to be on point. So kudos. I'm giving him his flowers. Now what was sad was, what was his name? The black security guard, Lionel. Yes. So when Ethan calls him over, he's able to like get him and be. He was really slick. I gotta be honest. Like there were a few times where if they didn't have the airport security cameras on him and the watcher watching, Ethan would have deaded the situation very well. He would have taken care of it. But telling him the story of the tribe, the thief, and the apples, as what's about to happen is happening.
Yes, that was actually really well done and really well written. I remember the scene that you're talking about because it was impactful.
Yes, it was such a strong scene, and the correlation, like the way they did it, he's talking of, and the ending of the story and the ending of the scene, like, whoa, I was like, oh my gosh, it just got you. I did not anticipate the tribe responding to the thief the way they did.
Yes.
They're like, okay, we know how to take care of the problem.
They showed him that they're not messing around, basically. That was, and for the viewers as well, to establish the threat. So it was an important moment in the story.
You know what could have solved this? The thief saving the seeds from the apples he stole and making some try to get some apple trees. I mean, I don't know how long apple tree takes to grow, but that might have worked. So that I gotta say that was probably like my favorite scene in the movie, like one of the more strong, impactful. That's one of my favorites. Do you have a favorite scene?
I liked a lot of the action in the second half of the film. I was starting to get really bored towards the middle, but in particular the chase scene between our main character and the for lack of a, just because they're very one-note characters, the gay guy. The chase between them I thought was really well done.
Does he have a name?
He probably does, but I don't remember it. I didn't even remember
I think
our main character's name.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, no, listen. I only remember because I have a little cheat sheet.
Oh, what?
Oh, never mind. I forgot you can't see me holding up my cheat sheet. Yeah. Eddie. His name was Eddie. No, that
okay,
was good.
Yeah.
You're right. Now, what's funny is they're down in the baggage area, and it's like just the two of them. So I'm like, oh wow. So no one else is in this underground thing, and then bullets are being shot.
In this very busy season, yes, as they've established.
Yes. Very much. Very much. Yep.
Yep. It is what it is.
It is what it is. No, but honestly, that was a good scene. And then even with him shooting at him, Ethan was trying to save Eddie. He was trying to tell him, no, if you keep shooting, but he wasn't
a typical macho like superhero type persona. He was actually a kind dude that really wanted to help everyone in the best possible way. He wasn't like one of these 80s or 90s just quote unquote classic male figures that everyone inspires to, that I just don't really see as something special, that they just get angry all the time, they punch people in the face for the smallest thing. It's just not my thing, so I appreciate it that his character was not like that.
Yeah. No, I know that we were ragging on a little bit earlier, but I will give kudos. Like you, I did like this movie. There are a lot of good positive points about it, and even the character, Ethan, how he came across. He wasn't some like macho badass or anything, you know what I mean? He just like, hey, I'm a regular dude who really wants to. So that was good. Then so the part where it got real for Ethan, when he's still trying to alert, make things happen, and the Traveler, which is Jason Bateman's name, the Traveler, says when he mentions Nora's name and her pregnant status, like Ethan's face, like the realization, the horror that came over his face. Oh my gosh, that was really good.
This was my first time watching Taron Egerton, actually, as an actor. I only knew about him because he is Elton John in Rocketman, but I've never seen that movie. And so this was my first time watching him. I was excited. That was my favorite thing about the movie. His performance, his persona, his energy. I really, really liked him.
Oh, he's good. You should watch The Kingsman, the first one.
I've heard about it. I've watched. It was from Matthew Vaughn, right? Yes. Who did Argyle?
Yes. He's the main main character in that one, and he does a really good job. It's a really good movie. The sequel, it felt a little short, but the first one is a strong contender. Very good. So watch that. You'll enjoy him in that as well.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, what I want to know is, we talked about like them being higher ups, who hired and orchestrated all of this just to get more funding or something. for the organization. My thing is, okay.
I don't remember. That's what I was gonna say. I don't remember what it was about.
So the real target was the senator or some congresswoman. She was fighting for some sort of legislation to happen.
Yes.
And the ironic thing about it is that they were targeting her to kill her so that her legislation could happen. They're on her side, but they know if there's not a big showboating, they're not going to get their funding. So they, quote unquote, were willing to sacrifice one of their own.
Yes, and they were willing to sacrifice hundreds of other people on the plane.
Yep. I did not forget about the people on the plane.
Classic terrorists.
Well, according to Jason Bateman, freelance facilitator.
Yeah, excuse me, Jason Bateman.
He said, I'm not a terrorist. I'm a freelance facilitator. I was like, okay, buddy. You do
the name does all the difference, the title.
Listen. Words have power.
Yeah.
Changing the language of words and what it means changes a lot of stuff. So
yeah.
Oh man. So that being said, I know that spoiler alert, which if you know this kind of movie, this really isn't a spoiler. Duh, it works out in the end. But we know they got Jason and the Watcher and the chemical bomb, but they didn't get the girl, right? She was one. The one that I think she initially passed the earphones to Ethan, saying, "Hey, this isn't mine." And you think she's just a regular traveler, but then you see her again later handing off a package to Jason.
Yes,
Bateman.
I don't think they caught her.
They did not catch her. And
sequel?
Huh?
Sequel, maybe?
You know what? I'll be honest, there technically kind of is enough loose ends left for a sequel, although I'm not sure how it would look. You'd have to move it out of the airport. It would make sense because there's the girl, right? You don't know who hired Jason Bateman. You don't know how far this goes, who's pulling the strings. I mean, they intercepted a call and they had a guy impersonate an agent. Like,
I mean, the ratings are so good that I don't think it's gonna matter, to be honest. Like, if they want to, they can make it work.
So, Carry On 2.
Carry Out. Carry On, Carry Out.
No. How about Carry On 2? Bags get checked. No.
Carry On to Somewhere. Not like a number 2, but 2.
Oh my gosh. Carry On. Yeah. No. Oh, okay.
Carry on with your day.
Clearly Netflix needs to call us. We have this on lock. We know what we're doing.
Absolutely.
That's wild. So let me see. All right. Now let's talk about the fact that they were very prepared. Okay. They had oh, wait a minute. The dude that had broke into Ethan's house, the dude that was initially watching the other guy's family. He was about to
the family.
Yes. We never even see him. We don't even know what he looks like.
The organization is still very much operating by the end of the movie, so who knows?
So where I got to the end of this movie, everyone's like, "Oof, we stopped it. Everything's good. It's great." And even to like the end, it was like, "Oh, he comes back. He's going through airport security. He's a cop now. He got a baby. He got his baby. Everything's great." I'm like, "That's great. What is the status on all of these other loose ends?"
Well, there are many terrorist organizations out there, so I don't know. like how they could possibly stop the whole thing. It would have to turn into like
the players that we did see, the play we were aware of, like the girl and the guy who was like going into the house. I have
they're gone.
They're gone.
Yep.
I mean, I guess they could maybe track his movements that day using the airport security, comb through the footage, and they'll probably see that fleeting moment where the girl leaves her package, the book bag, and he, Jason Bateman grabs it, but I don't know. So
we'll see. I don't think this is getting a sequel, by the way. They announced a Red Notice sequel like 3 years ago, and it's still not anywhere near happening. So,
well, that's because Ryan Reynolds was busy making Wolverine and Deadpool.
They're all busy. All of them are busy. The Rock has like 5 movies each year. So.
Oh wait, didn't he just come out with another movie called Red something? Red
One. Yes, Red. I won't watch it.
Oh well, I want to watch it. It looks okay. It looks like a lot of CGI, and when there's too much CGI,
$250 million budget.
You know, a lot of that went to CGI. It had to.
It cost more than Dune Part 2.
Get out.
Dune Part 2 cost $190, and it looked incredible. I don't love the movie like overall, but it looks incredible. And this thing cost $250 million, and I saw some clips. It doesn't look good. So, and The Rock was paid 50 of that, so a fifth of the budget went to The Rock.
That's steep. Okay, all right. So I'm glad you told me that. I was gonna approach the Rock about being in my movie, but now I'm gonna rethink it because I don't have $50 million.
Oh no. Maybe you can convince him for like 5,000 or something.
Yeah. I'll get right on that. No, see, but also the concept of Red One, I like the concept. I do like Chris Evans as well. So I will probably go around. I'll probably get around to watching it because at the end of the day, it's somewhat of a child concept, child film. So I'm not gonna like expect it to give me the level that I would get, if I was watching like a Die Hard,
Yes.
But I think what turned me off to the movie is how much CGI is involved. And I don't mean like CGI characters. Obviously, I don't expect you to train a white polar bear to be able to talk in a scene. But I'm talking about beyond that. Like the scene itself, like is every that's when it's overly heavy, it turns me off.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, yeah. Tell me how it is afterward.
Okay. I will tell you how it is. Okay, can we real quick talk about the cop texting and driving and almost hitting somebody and not learning a daggone lesson?
It's very realistic because cops all of the time, where I'm from in Bulgaria as well, you would see them do the most just irresponsible things, yet they're gonna fine you for doing the same or, even not as bad. There was this picture of a police car that stopped on a parking spot for disabled people. So.
I get it. So it's the old do as I say, not as I do. Got it.
They just think that because they're cops, they can do anything. And unfortunately, they can technically a lot of the times. I see it the same in America, based on posts. So
I think one thing to consider with certain things is the type of, not everyone, not everyone, but the type of people that seem to be attracted to positions of authority. And I don't mean all of them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know exactly what you mean, yes.
Yeah, so like, who you might get coming through, like the people with good intentions, people who like have a grind to axe, people who maybe they did not, maybe they didn't have like the best Latin life, maybe they were looked down on or judged, or they weren't thought much of, and now they're like, okay, now I'm a big dog and I'm gonna bring all my insecurity energy out and make everybody pay. Again, not everybody. I'm not saying, I'm talking literally positions of authority across the board. And what is one quote that I go by? It's true, is absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yes. So, yeah, that's why checks and balances are important. Alrighty. So, all right. Now, the other thing that somebody else pointed out in the video, and I thought that was a good point, was the fact that his boss, it's I guess one of the busiest times of the year, busiest day of the year. And you have this worker who's been coasting, and he coming in late, and he doing the bare minimum on the busiest day of the year, wants to tell you, all right, I'm ready to step up.
That was really weird. We commented on it when we watched it. We were like, he's obviously not gonna get that promotion. It's just weird for you to ask for a promotion like that.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you haven't worked your way up there at all is just, it was never gonna work out for him.
Yeah, like it made sense him asking for an opportunity, like, give me an opportunity to do better, to show you that I can be worthy of this. But to ask for the promotion, like, wait, what? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, if that's how it works, then I'll do that too.
Unfortunately, that's not how it works.
No? Dog nabbit. What did you think about the boss's death scene, though?
Well, wait. How exactly did he die?
Eddie took a pen in his desperation and jammed it in his neck, I think, jugular.
Oh yeah, he stabbed him. Well, that was an interesting scene because it showed the two men, our character and then Eddie, just the two main ways in which people can react in this situation.
Yes.
Like Eddie was completely consumed by, he was like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes just to save the person I love.
Yeah.
And then our character was the more reasonable one. He still wanted to do the right thing, but he didn't allow himself to get consumed by fear, which is, I think, a very powerful message that the movie did not explore, unfortunately, but still they could have done something there. And so the boss's death scene kind of, was a good showcase of that. It served a purpose. It wasn't just random. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, me too. Definitely me too. And now that was another plot twist reveal, to find that Eddie isn't one of the guys working. Eddie is just like,
oh yeah,
just it was crazy. So I would, let me see here.
I was surprised by that as well. There were multiple plot twists in this movie that I just did not see coming. I actually thought there was gonna be a plot twist with the girlfriend, that she was gonna be in on it, and she wasn't. So that was a surprise as well.
You know what? That never crossed my mind.
Well, because a lot of these Netflix movies have that formula where one of the traitors is the closest person to our protagonist. That's what happened in the Union. Spoiler alert, if anyone cares. So, yeah, I expected that to happen, but it didn't. So that was a plot twist in the absence of a plot twist.
Yeah, so let's see. So that's 1, 2. I think that's just 2 plot twists. What? Okay.
I think, yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah. And how about how the movie opened, where Jason went to the. Were they part of the mob?
Oh yeah, with the Russians, right?
Yeah. And
that was a cool opening.
That was so cool, and it set the tone for who Jason Bateman is, because he set the money on fire too.
Oh yeah, he didn't care at all.
I saw that and I was like, okay, walk me through this, Jason. How much money are you being paid for you to leave that much money just sitting there to burn up?
Apparently, terrorists are rich people.
Yeah.
So.
But you know what? Now that I say that, the guy, he had, what did he have happening to him? I forget. He had a reaction. So I'm guessing that money was covered in something, some agent, right? Because that's how he killed the other security guard, Lionel. Like, he had made contact with something, stuck him with something that incited a heart attack. But it seems that whatever he killed the Russian guy with was something different, because he didn't respond the same way.
Yeah.
He was spitting up blood, like it was bad. Oh my goodness. Ay. So, how did you like the ending though? Like the ending, and like after everything settled and all, like, how'd you like the ending? Like the last 10 minutes of the movie, how'd you like it?
I always enjoy happy endings, no matter how silly or unrealistic they can be sometimes. There are very few movies where I've enjoyed a lot the sad endings and the tragic endings. Usually, I prefer optimism and just a happy conclusion to a story. So, and this movie was never gonna have like a tragic ending. Obviously, it's a Netflix action movie.
Yeah.
They always end this, like, Extraction, interestingly enough, had a tragic ending, now that I think about it, the first movie.
Yeah.
Where he, quote-unquote, died. Yeah. But other than that, most of them are just happy endings. So I'm glad about that.
Yeah, same here. Oh my goodness. So before we wrap it up, do you have any final thoughts on Carry On?
Well, I'm glad he's doing well because of the actor. I really enjoyed him.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this provides other opportunities for him. It's going to, because that's how it works in Hollywood, from what I know. But I hope that Netflix doesn't learn the wrong lesson, and that they strive for more originality in their future movies, because they have some good ones. Again, I've enjoyed a number of them. Don't Look Up was another banger from 2021.
I enjoyed that one. And that one...
Great movie, very original, very creative.
Yes, and the ending wasn't like a happy ending per se.
Oh, that was such a... I have the ending sequence of that movie on a playlist somewhere. It was that memorable. And the line from Leo when he said, "We had everything," something like that. And that's a very powerful theme that actually my book is also tied to. So basically, Netflix have a lot of powerful ideas and movies. I hope that's the direction that they take things. And Carry On is just part of the minority in the future.
They hit.
Yep.
All right. So now I had pose a question on my YouTube community tab as well as Instagram stories for Real Movie Lovers, my other IG account, that said, which diehard type of movie was your favorite? And I gave 4 options because you can only do 4 options. So I just grabbed I grabbed Air Force One, Passenger 57, The Raid, and Carry On, since we were doing Carry On, and since it had been compared to Die Hard, which they're not the same. Okay, not the same. But which of those options would you pick as your favorite? Like Die Hard.
I haven't seen any of them, including Die Hard. So.
Oh. Okay. All right. So. Okay. So you have some homework to do.
I need to see Die Hard. Everyone has watched it, so I'm gonna watch it sometime.
Yes.
Like probably soon. I'll try.
Okay. Well, whenever you check out Die Hard, come back and talk to me.
I'll probably review it because it's very popular. Also, it's gonna be in my monthly rankings. Each month I do rankings of every single thing that I've watched. So, yeah.
The thing that I appreciate about the first Die Hard is John McClane is not invincible.
That's good to know.
When he gets cut, it's cut. It's like he's, you know what I mean. So
yeah,
I appreciate that. Now, as the series went along, okay, Die Hard, Live Free, Die Hard, all that, he started to become invincible in a way. So
yeah,
but
naturally.
But the first and third Die Hard movies are my favorite.
I'm gonna keep it in mind, and at least the first one I'll watch.
Oh, yeah, no, I
don't know about the sequels.
Pace yourself. Pace yourself. So thank you so much for coming back on and talking with me.
No problem. It was a pleasure.
I've enjoyed this conversation. I hope you had a good time.
I had a great time. Thank you.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to the next time, whenever that
absolutely. is. Absolutely. Listen, we just started 2025. We're going to get you back in here. We're going to get you back in.
Okay. Thank you.
Trust and believe. Trust and believe. So make sure you guys follow Crazy Movie Fan _23. He's amazing. And anyone who's interested in starting your screenwriting journey, you want to start writing screenplays, I am going to be running a intro to screenwriting class in March, online, March 1st. So I'll give you more details as we go along, but just want to put that out there. So you guys be ready. And Dimitri?
Yes?
Stay safe. Work on your story and send me whatever you can. I'm gonna message you in my email. Okay?
Thank you so much. I'll send it. Thank you for the interest, and good luck with whatever it is that you do next as well.
Thank you. I'm actually working on a new screenplay. I'm writing some new stuff.
Good luck.
Thank you. Likewise. Same to you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.